Okay, so let's see what is records. Before going to records, let's see what is reference equality in class. If I create two objects p1 and p2, and even if the values are equal, here person is a class. If I do equal to, you will get it false because class uses reference equality by default. Two different objects in memory, so it will give me false. Simple. Now, how class can behave as records? Note these points. The first point is like I have implemented only the getter, no setter, so it is like immutable, you cannot change it, right? Second point, I've implemented a method with that takes parameter name and age. If the name and age is null, then default it to whatever the name and age that is set in these properties. Okay. Third point, I'm implementing this iEquitable interface, if you see this, and it is generic way of implementing. So this interface has equals method and implements equals method because it takes the generic person class, right? So you take that person class, you compare, and then you try to find out whether it is equal or not. Okay, simple. Then these two equals and get has code, this goes hand in hand like two wheels of the same car, right? Even though you will not see this code getting implemented while doing the code, but behind the scene at the runtime it will be calling this get has code when this equals is called. Okay, so these two goes together. The only difference, if you notice here, it takes object and here it takes the generic type, the person. Okay, then the fifth point is if I want to implement the equal to or not equal to, right? I use this equality comparer. It means by default it goes like it goes to this equals first. If it is not implemented the generic way, then it falls back to this old way of passing this object and get as code. Okay, so that is what when this line of code runs, right? The comparison first starts with equals, the generic way, otherwise it will fall back to the object equals. This is what I have written here. Then the toString, okay, I have overridden the toString. If I print that object, right, then how I need to display that, so that I have overridden. Deconstruct is like how I want to deconstruct when I create the object. This will come to know when I will show you the example. Now see this. I'm calling this, I've created a person, okay, class. And if I do dot with, right, I'm just changing the name. So Alice has changed to Alicia here. Then the age remains same here. Now what I'm doing, I'm changing the age. Okay, so P1 with age 31. So Alice, this remains same, but this got changed, 30 to 31. Now I'm changing both name and age. Okay, so name is changed and age is also changed. Simple. This is with equals because I have already implemented this double equal to, so that's why it will work and it will give me true, right? Because P1, if you see, it is Allison 30. Even the new person Allison, it is Allison 30, right? So it is true. This dot equals, even this will also give me true. Now this dot equals, right, it will go and call this equals, right? It will not call this equals because I have given the generic type, right? So that's the reason it will be true. Had it been like object p equal to new person, right, object p1 equal to new person. Now when I do object, right, then when you compare this p1 and p2, then it would have called this particular equals and get has code. Clear? Now I have created hash set. See, hash set has p1. Now even if I add the same person, it will not add. Then this code will kick in and it will see, okay, already these values are already present, so let me not insert again. So even if you do hash set, it will work fine. Okay, it will not insert duplicate records. Deconstruction, I have given the name and age here. Now when I do the deconstruction, right, I get the name as Alice and age as static. ToString, if you print toString, you will get this output. Okay, and even if I directly print this, I get the same output. Okay, and you cannot change the property name. It is immutable because I have only the getter, not the setter. So all these points, if you notice, deconstruction, toString, value based equality, with clone new object from existing, immutability, to achieve all these things, I have to implement so much code. So how to make it work with records? Now records, this is introduced in C# 9. Okay, it is reference type plus value equality, right? It is like a class designed for data, special type of class whose main purpose is to store data cleanly and safely. Okay, class just focuses on methods and logic, but records focus on holding values. Okay, it is just mainly for storing data, not behavior. So if you see the syntax, right, this syntax is positional record. I will come to this. Let's see the pointers here. The first point is non-positional record. Here you will create the record like normal class, where you will create the property first name, last name. You will have the init only properties, right? Now when I create the record, I cannot change it because it is init only, right? This is non-positional. Now what is positional? Positional is like it takes in parenthesis only you will be writing. Okay, so this is positional record. Now value based equality, how it happens? Even if you do dot equal, like equal to dot equals, right, it will give me true. So you are not overriding all the hell lot of stuff that we were doing in class, right? There is no need, just you declare this, right? Only you declare this, then you try to print this, you will get true. Simple. So this is what we have covered. Positional record is like you will be directly giving the parenthesis, the property name and age, and non-positional, it is like class like syntax. With means you can copy an existing record and change one property, right? So in the class we were giving a method, right? We were implementing a method, but here by default it implements if you give this p1 with last name equal to Pradhan. So the first name remains same, but the second property from Nike, like it creates one more clone from the existing person, and first name remains same, last name is changed. Okay, and the deconstruction, see, I have created a person record. Now when I print first and last, I will be getting first as this Anurag and last as Nayak. If you do print console.writeLine this p, right, then you will get this output. There is no need to override those two string and all. So for class you would normally, you have to override those two string, which I have already explained. So this is what the complete overview of record. We will cover more on this record struct in the next video.